Let's talk about thyroid today, shall we? I was just talking to one of my clients and I was explaining to her how everything works with the thyroid, autoimmunity, all of the problems, why so many people on medications and different supplements, different protocols, and they're living with these thyroid issues. The thing is, I really want you to, I want you to have two pictures in your brain. One, we're going to compare thyroid problems to an iceberg. So in reality, when you do have, when you go out to the doctor's office and they tell you, okay, your TSH is abnormal, you have thyroid issues, let's do the medication. But the thing is, a lot of times the issue is not thyroid, and the gland is absolutely doing what it's supposed to do. And when we look at the thyroid problem, it's going to be just the tip of the iceberg, the visible part. And underneath this iceberg, that can be so many different issues, but in reality, it's not that many issues, not that much what can get wrong. But what I really wanted to talk about, there is such an abundance of information about the thyroid. That's one analogy, the iceberg, right? Another picture I want you to imagine. Let's talk about Red Robin Hood. Did I say it right? You know about what I'm talking about, like the fairy tale. So there is a mother that's asking and we imagine that thyroid is mother. And she is asking the little girl to go through the woods and to get to the grandma's house and deliver her some pierogi, Russian, that's right, pirozhki. And the thyroid hormone is that little girl. And for your body to have the effect of this thyroid hormone needs to get inside the little cell of tissues of your body. And then the little cell signals to the brain, I got the thyroid hormone, girl arrived. Grandma received the pirozhki, everything fine and fabulous, it's awesome. And now your brain is going to tell your thyroid, okay, we don't need to pump the thyroid anymore, and TSH goes down. So the key in here, imagine mother, thyroid gland, little girl, thyroid hormone, cell, grandma, house. When the cell receives the thyroid hormone, that's when we have all of the effect. We have good metabolism, our hair grows, nail grow, and we have good body temperature. Our feet and hands are not cold. One little tip right now, it's such an essential tip for ladies. If you always constantly have cold hands and feet, especially feet, it's very important to do something with that, because this is your ovaries health. This is your IBS. This is how your digestion works. We need warm feet. So my tip number one, you can do like a hot foot bath, but if you don't have time, like me, very busy mom, you can go sit on the edge of a bathtub and run very hot water. You don't even have to add anything. Run hot water as much as you can take, like, ooh, steamy hot. Get that blood circulating in in those extremities, right? In the legs, it would go up and that would flush all of the toxins, deliver the nutrients to your ovaries, to your intestines. So that's important for constipation that everybody suffers with when we talk about thyroid. That's important for your ovaries health, so we don't grow these polyps, those all of these ridiculous stuff, fibroids. So this is very important. While we're fixing your thyroid, and we're going to talk about it in a second, this one little tip, it doesn't take you much. It can be done 5 minutes. You start loving yourself, start listening to your body. You have your feet cold, you need to help yourself. First of all, it's going to help what I said with your belly in your ovaries, but also it's going to affect your brain by increasing a little bit of those neurotransmitters, especially serotonin. So that's your feel-good hormone, that's your leadership hormone. So try hot foot bath instead of running and getting a Snickers bar. I'm telling you, that can help. that can change how you like the way you work. It can change a lot. But let's get back to the fairy tale. So we start with this little girl. Yeah, little girl that needs to deliver yummies to grandma. So the thyroid hormone releases the thyroid gland, releases the thyroid hormone. And it's like that little girl, like that Riding Hood, it needs to go through your body doing certain precise stuff, or certain precise stuff needs to be done to it in order for it to even reach your cell. It's like, imagine that little girl, Red Riding Hood. The wolf can eat her, she can get lost, she can get raped in the woods, she can, get tired and fall asleep. A lot of things can happen in between mom's house and grandma's house. And when we go to a doctor's office, a lot of times they check, did little girl leave the mom's house? Did the thyroid hormone leave the thyroid? Yes. A lot of times you can be like so borderline to be having thyroid problems. They're not going to tell you because you're still in that range, and they do have their liabilities, right? And that's where the problems start. Totally different thing, and that's where all the problems start. This girl needs to get to grandma's house. This thyroid hormone needs to get inside of the cell, and that's where the problem happens. So like the little girl, a lot of things can happen to her. This thyroid hormone needs to be converted in your liver. So any type of liver problem, go to my YouTube channel and see how many problems we can have with the liver in terms of like liver flukes, giardia, the parasites, the metals, a lot of things. A lot of times we don't even know that our bile is not flowing. And that's where we have all the bloating. That's why the thyroid hormone is not getting converted. A lot of problems. We're not, and from unhealthy liver, another problem happens right where the thyroid hormone needs to get inside of the cell. So remember that liver. Then it needs to be binded to thyroid binding globulin. So it's like a protein that needs to deliver. It's like a school bus for children. Children can't get to school if we don't have a school bus. So this bus, it needs to deliver the thyroid hormone to the cell. Then it needs certain minerals. Minerals are so important to the body. Minerals are more important than vitamins. Healthy body can synthesize its own vitamins, but it can't do that with minerals. Goodness, just Instagram doesn't want me today. What's going on? Hold on. Instagram really doesn't want me to tell you what's going on with the thyroid. So what's going to happen here? What was I talking about? Yes. So the minerals, they are so important, like selenium, zinc, potassium. There is minerals that involved in other things, how the thyroid get into the cell. So remember, liver, minerals. And then of course, fine, the girl gets to the grandma's house. The thyroid hormone's right there by the cell. The girl needs to knock at grandma's house, and the door needs to be opened. And the thyroid hormone needs to get inside of the cell. What's important for your body, not what's circulating in your blood, but what getting inside of the cell. And then if you do have, remember we talked about liver, if you do have problems with liver, not only, and I love, like 70% problems start with liver in our body. Liver is the bodyguard. Liver is the best friend. Liver is like, you need to literally talk to her like she's your she's like your favorite girlfriend. Every night you go to sleep, because if liver goes down, everything goes down. And people walking around with like 30% working liver. So this the liver not only need to activate thyroid hormones. Also, if liver having trouble, the naughty estrogen, I call them naughty because estrogen can be pretty healthy for your body. They can be naughty. They become naughty when they, instead of the healthy pathway 2-hydroxy, they take 16 or 4-hydroxy pathways, which means they're becoming pretty toxic and they recirculate in your blood. And they can do DNA damage. That's why we have wrinkles and we age early. That's why polyps, endometriosis, and all of that stuff grows, and fibroids. But also, what it does, it blocks the cell from receiving thyroid hormone. So it's like two keys and one door. If that naughty toxic estrogen is there, thyroid can get inside of the cell. Cell's gonna signal to your brain, problem, we need more thyroid hormone, and your TSH go up, and your brain's gonna tell your thyroid, pump that, we need more and more and more. And it's not that your gland is not producing it. It's just the hormone is not getting inside of the cell. And that almost always women have problems with estrogen when they have thyroid problems. And you can even go to a doctor again and they check your estrogen, they tell you it's fine. First of all, do not trust blood tests for thyroid. Has to be either, it has to go through your body. Again, we needs to see metabolites, because your estrogen can be absolutely normal on the blood, but it's going to be the dirty estrogen. You don't have to have too much estrogen for it to give you trouble. And again, it all starts with liver. If you see belly fat, maybe you're not even a very big girl, but you see that belly fat, that means you have problems with liver. Your liver is not taking your glucose, your food, and is not converting it to glycogen, which means energy. It's converting it to fat, triglycerides, and it's a big problem. Not a big one. Nothing you can fix. Limitless body, remember? Like, I believe, I'll change my body so much, it's unbelievable. And women I work with bodies, they are truly limitless. But let's go back. So that's one thing, liver, right? Estrogen. Another problem, the minerals. Not only we need certain minerals like selenium, for copper, for energy to even have, like, our glands, they need energy. If you don't have energy, your body doesn't have energy for anything. That's why when people come to me, my priority number one, to give them energy. Because if you don't have energy, not only like you have to function with whatever while you're healing your body. I've been through that so many times. So go to my YouTube channel and watch my YouTube video about energy, and parasites, because that's what, and it's not going to be shown on the test. I work with the best labs in US, and it's just probably 60% what's going on in the body is shown on the test. And another thing, what happens when we, especially women, with our internal stressors, how we always guilty about something. These good girls and boys, we're always like trying to be good for people, and we betray ourselves. So this is a stress, really big stress. Sometimes women, why I'm talking about this, because it's important to minerals. When women are in a big stress, for example, if you're living with your husband just because you don't see the other way out, or you can't support yourself, or it's convenient, or it's like, well, we'll live for 10, 15, 20 years, we have kids, why not? And you sleep with them when you don't want. That's a big stress for your body. Basically, you betray yourself. Basically, you're like doing prostitution. Basically, you not loving, not respecting yourself. Or it can be the job you absolutely hate, and every day you go there. So that's prolonged stress that lives in your psyche. Or you might have bad relationship with your parents, and it's like you understand that you're supposed to love your parents, so you're a bad girl. And this is like, watch my YouTube video, please, about confidence and fatigue. That what robs our energy, the things that I talk about there. But when this happens, your body is trying to protect you, and it's trying to protect your nervous system. So what it does, it takes calcium out of your bones and teeth, and your hair, your nails, everything. Classic thyroid problem symptoms. Your body suffers because it takes that calcium out of important places for calcium, and it puts it in your nervous system, because calcium is very numbing mineral. So it's trying to tell you, it's okay, girl, you can go through this. This is this type of stress. Like, I can't do anything about it. I'm just gonna just power through it. That type of stress. And we'll live in it forever and ever. But the other thing is that what I teach when I work, and that I help you to change and transform, you can find your way out of everywhere. You don't even have to leave your husband. You can absolutely change the situation. But that's psychology. That's what we're going to talk about in a different video, and I teach my ladies about that in Limitless Body. By the way, right now, time to join in. I'm gonna leave the link, because it's just like do it yourself in a group. I'm running this absolutely amazing New Year's Eve gift for you. So go and read about Limitless Body, Tree of Life program. But the thing is that calcification, when that calcium goes into the tissue, it calcifies the membrane of the cell. Imagine, nothing can get in. So not only estrogen blocking it, not only this little girl need to go through the whole woods, this thyroid hormone need to go through the whole journey to get in there, in the cell. It can't get in because it's like a fortress. This cell membrane is supposed to be fluid. Hormones supposed to get in, minerals and vitamins and nutrients and toxins get out. But this is not happening. What happens? It's all calcified. Very hard, very hard. And another problem is that not only nutrients and hormones, including thyroid, nothing can get in. It's like a fortress. But also the powerhouses, the little guys that make energy for us, they take glucose that insulin's supposed to deliver. Here's our insulin resistance and belly fat, and we need something sweet after the food. All of this happens. And that mitochondria, the little powerhouses that make energy for us, when they make energy, they create a lot of byproducts, right? The things that they need to get out of the cell, but they can't do this. So they kind of like dim their light. Dim their light. And this is not happening. So body is very smart. It's trying to protect you. But in the middle, all of us, sometimes things happen. It's what it was trying to do doesn't work exact way. Or maybe it does, because there is no mistakes in your body. There is no mistakes. And of course, like I always say, I work with the body, mind, and soul, and everything absolutely connected. So when we talk about this stress, why it's important to work on the body, mind, and soul is just because, like I said, you can do a lot of things, but if that calcium goes into your membrane, if you're feeling this ongoing stress, that you have the power to change, because all the stress in our life is perceived stress. That's the illusion we create for ourselves. That's why it's so important. That's why in my Limitless Body Tree of Life, we were gonna work a lot with the psychology about the body, how to release stress from the body. Because sometimes you don't remember it, sometimes you think you went through this, it doesn't matter. but it absolutely lives in two places. One is your subconscious mind. The one it's you know, sometimes you watch some movie, when somebody betrays someone, or like, and you start crying. It's just because that stress, you don't even know why, because that stress lives inside of you, or something triggers you. Why people trigger you? Because there is some type of stress that still lives in your subconscious mind. And when we remove it, you see the huge changes in your hormones, in that cell membrane, and everything. Also, it's like the confidence. Watch the confidence masterclass. When you start building, especially with thyroid, when you start building your boundaries, when you can say no to mom, dad, friends, God, anybody, you should be able to say no to anybody if they're breaking your boundaries. If you feel like it's not good for you, you don't have to be mean, but you should be able to communicate and say, hey, I don't like how it goes. How much we swallow, how much we like, oh, well, I just was about to say this, but I didn't, but I can't, but I didn't, but I can't. And all of this is this stress, prolonged stress, where your calcium going the wrong places. It is the stress. When you feel like your husband is not treating you right, when you feel like your mom is absolutely overstepping all of the boundaries and telling you how to be with your kids, or telling you like whatever, when you have this mean voice living in your head, how I suggest you start this. Imagine you have a little grandma. The grandma, for example, if you have a mean husband, and this grandma is so caring, so supportive, we can call her, let's call, my daughter has Grandma Carla, so let's call her Grandma Carla. Hello, Carla, if you see me. And she loves this little girl so much. She just wants the best for her. So what she would tell her, girl, he doesn't deserve you. Girl, you can't let him treat you like that. Girl, you can't let them do this to you. So that voice of a loving, caring Grandma Carla, or whatever is, it has to be imaginary grandma, not the real one that you have. But that, imagine that you have this fairy godmother, that grandma that lives in your head. She's gonna tell you, girl, she's gonna hug you, she's gonna kiss you and say, that's not right. They can't treat you like that. You should tell them no. Girl, remember yourself first. That voice should live in your head 24/7. You come first. You can't help no one. You can't do anything in this world. You are sick. You craving crazy food. You crying. You're miserable. You're lacking energy because you're putting other people's before you, or you're letting them do whatever they want with you. So that grandma, you can like print grandma, and put it all over your house. Remember to have that grandma voice that would tell her, girl, you can ask her advice. And that, if we don't follow our intuition first, that one, imagine you have one. Like no matter what, she got your back. She's protective, she's loving, she's caring. That's how you should be towards yourself. Caring, protective, loving. That's when you don't have this ongoing stress. But let's go back to Grandma Carla. Everybody should have Grandma Carla in their life. And then eventually you will learn how to do it for yourself. So let's get back to physics, right? It is very important with people with thyroid is first know what's going on with your estrogen. I suggest doing Dutch test. It's a dried urinated test, I'm sorry. And you see where metabolites going. It's not a rocket science. Turn naughty estrogens to good estrogens. And a lot of times this why we lose libido too. When we have a mess in the gut, yeast infections and stuff like that, our testosterone converting to these dirty estrogens. So we're losing both our thyroid, libido, like our testosterone desire to accomplish, to do things in life, neurotransmitters. So it's like your desire to accomplish things, to live, to enjoy this life. It's all connected. It's not just thyroid. You know, if one gland, if you have a problem with one organ of your endocrine system, doesn't matter which one, you have problem with the whole endocrine system, because it all starts with the brain, and you have problem with your brain. That's why I'm so fatigued in the morning, right? And minerals are catalysts to everything. So what do we start with? Again, minerals. Magnesium, important, not 500. Nowadays life, we need 2000, I think. But it's not a medical advice. Talk to your nutritionist doctors first, but it's very important. The magnesium, try different forms. There is chloride, there is malate, there is glycinate. I use two forms, one in the morning, one in the evening. You have to split them because you can't absorb more than like 500 at a time. It's best to split them. Potassium, when we have this calcification, which almost 100% calcification comes with thyroid problems. What do we have? And I'll give you tools right now. What do we have? We have potassium problems, very low potassium, very low sodium. So you need good quality sodium. You need minerals. I always say add minerals to your water. Add electrolytes and minerals, selenium, molybdenum. Absolutely important, vitamin D and K. If you have good one, up to 5,000 therapeutic doses. Talk to your doctor, talk to a nutritionist. You don't have to do it forever, but you have to two things your body needs to be limitless, amazing, to do wonders for you. You remove everything that doesn't belong there, and you add what it needs to function, and it's minerals. When you're lacking minerals, not only it affects your hormones, also when you don't have enough minerals, your body like a sponge soaking in toxins and heavy metals from the atmosphere. Because if it doesn't have mineral for its function, it's going to use the heavy metal. And it's everywhere now, in your favorite chocolate, everywhere. And it's like so much fear over internet. Oh my goodness, like here is a heavy metal. This food's chock full of heavy metals. Well, if your body is saturated with good minerals, it's not that bad. I mean, what, we're gonna stop eating everything? Which is the answer too. Right now, I am starting with some people is dry fasting, and amazing things that can happen to you. But if you didn't do my miracle Russian herbs fasting first, don't try dry fasting because the toxins gonna totally make you miserable, and if your liver doesn't work, it's gonna make you miserable. But dry fasting can heal, absolutely heal incurable things. They told me PCOS can be like it's always with you. Check my test results, right? I was my thyroid antibodies, how high they were. Check my tests. That's what I need to do the video about and show you my tests. The thing is, almost everything is curable. You know what? They told me, like, I had only one tube. They told me you need surgery, you need IVF, you're not gonna get pregnant. Psst. Not true. And now both of my tubes are functional. And one of them, they told me, I asked them, is there some way the adhesions in my right tube, is there some way we can do something to open it up? They said, no way. Now the last time I did the HCG, right? The one when they put the dye in, they're both open. Inflammation, the scar tissue, it all can leave your body. But okay, now I'm talking too much again, and I don't want you to get tired of me. So do you understand that minerals, number one? Second one, use something to, if you know you have estrogen, not estrogens, use something like broccoli sprouts. Use something like DIM to help with those estrogen levels. If you can't use that, if you are scared that you're gonna, trigger your thyroid issues even more, it has to be, you can use systemic enzymes. They can, like Pac-Man, go to your body and just chew everything up. Systemic enzymes. You can do wonders to your body. Absolutely use vitamin C, even ascorbic acid. Vitamin C in soda, half of a teaspoon of soda, half of a teaspoon of vitamin C, very hot water, add some lemon juice, drink that. It's amazing, amazing. Also, most of the women with thyroid issues having crazy iodine problems, and everybody is scared that if you have autoimmunity, you can't use iodine. This is not true. You have to use iodine very carefully. You have to use very high doses of iodine, and you have to use molybdenum, niacin, B vitamins, especially B1, B7, B6, vitamin C, what else? Chlorella. So you have to use cofactors that help you to open up the detox pathway and to release heavy metals. And a lot of times thyroid and yeast go hand in hand. So use something like powder arco, and yeast and thyroid and estrogen, they are like three sisters that live together. Even if you didn't test on the for yeast in your test, these guys, sisters, whatever, they live together. So anything we can do in that area. And iodine needs to be high doses, like really high doses. I don't even talk to you about that because I don't want somebody do something crazy and freak out and then blame me. But if you want, you can send me a message and I tell you a little bit more of iodine protocol. But people only have problem with it because they using the wrong dose. There is a hysteria online that if you have autoimmunity like Hashimoto's, you can't use iodine. That is not true. You can use iodine. You have to just do it smart way. And of course, selenium. Yeah, selenium, molybdenum, niacin. So there is combination. And these iodine, if you have long yeast infection, fungus, things that is just like you don't see the results, this is your way that this protocol can help also, because yeast and thyroid problems go hand in hand. And of course, removing yeast, and of course, the strep and staph bacteria in your body. So things like wormwood, things like black walnut. There is biocidin and oliverex, beautiful combination that can help at least once in your life. Do those minerals, vitamins. There is of course vitamin K that helps with the calcification, sending it to the right places, and try to really help your body. Another thing is very helpful is methylene blue. I always say how methylene blue. My dad had a stroke. My dad, like, he had so many thyroid problems, like things. His brain was not working. He said, "Oh my God, I didn't know the miracle like this exists." Methylene blue. His brain works now. Absolutely gorgeous. Everybody's happy. And what else? What else? Systemic enzymes, absolutely. So there are many things that I talk about. Of course, go to my YouTube channels, send me a message. I think that's enough for today because I'm going to talk too much. It's going to be long, and everybody's going to be complaining to me again. I hope you. In my close group, I'm gonna talk about this Friday with my girls who is with me. We're gonna do a beautiful, beautiful kickoff, and I'm gonna teach you how to set up the health and money and relationship goals, and absolutely the transformational goals, and absolutely how see the results when you don't drop them, how to actually accomplish them. And Yeah. So Limitless Body, Tree of Life, I'm inviting you. It's absolutely transformational. For you can do it yourself, so you kind of like watch the courses without me babysitting you. So it's the things that I use with my one-on-one and hybrid clients that are kind of like one-on-one and group, and you can take these tools for the fraction of a price and use them. You just have to do it, be a big girl and have to do it yourself, but it's like it's amazing. You can absolutely transform, change your body. And yes, thyroid numbers can be changed so fast. You will see body wants to be healthy, body wants to be energetic, body wants to work. And of course I always say, while you're doing this, while you're healing your body, we still have families, work, and blah blah blah. You absolutely need to use some type of energy thing. Methylene blue can give you energy. Soda can give you energy with sodium on an empty stomach in the morning. Baking soda, good quality one. Find the one, not the one with aluminum, because that's another problem. Remember, when you're lacking minerals, you're gonna soak up all of the heavy metals, mercury, aluminum. Oh gosh, people just like walking with those. Teeth, thyroid problems, no energy, fatigue brain, so much coming from teeth, all of these bacterial infections underneath crowns, underneath your, sometimes antibiotics can clear it all. I'm sorry to say this, people are so scared and everybody is no to antibiotics. I don't believe so. Sometimes they can literally save you from living with fatigue when nothing else can. For example, if there is an infection underneath, you sometimes don't even know about it. You waking up like somebody hammered you on a head and you're like, gosh, I tried everything, nothing works. There can be infection underneath those feelings, underneath those bridges, underneath those things. And problem with that, if even a little amount of bacteria left and they're going to put a filling on top, it's still going to be brewing all inside. And what is going to go, it's going to go to your lymphatics. Another thing with estrogen, when your body can't release the toxins, lymph is too thick, literally. All of this sludge sitting in here, and there's a tooth infection. All of these toxins go into here, go to your brain, and of course, you're going to wake up like this. So sometimes antibiotics can be life-saving. Sometimes you have to literally manually start jumping your lymph. Don't do anything until you start moving your lymph. Those are saunas, those are massages here, especially collarbone snacks. But I talk about this in my other videos. Go to YouTube channel, find the videos, start watching through them. We have to be smart. Forget about what they say. Forget about them telling you, you can't use antibiotics, you can't do this, you can't do this. You can do anything. Your number one priority to get better and to be freaking confident about this. People are winning that when they're not scared to try things. When they take information and filter it. Yes, it's going to work for me. Nah, it's absolutely not going to work for me. That's going to work for me. I'm going to try. Until you try, until you actually do the action, you don't know if it's going to work or not. Successful people who have the body's life and whatever it is, they try and they're not scared to fail. And nowadays in this world, we have to try anything and everything, and we do have the tools. So if somebody you're working with not helping you, ask them, what else can we do? And it's not just they can't help you. It's just, let's go a little bit deeper. Let's try something else. Let's go around it. There are some very hard things, and we all work against the stress we're living in, right? And an internal stress. Immune system, привет. Immune system works through the lymph. So if your lymph is sluggish, in 15 minutes, the blood, the lymph, it all goes through your thyroid, your brain, your organs, and stuff like this. If it's all sluggish, your immune system not going to work, because those T cells, the immune system cells, they travel through lymph. So we're moving that lymph. Walk, I don't know, shake like you're that cockroach. We got to move that lymph because blood. Oh gosh, I'm talking for 40 minutes. They're going to tell me, my team's going to tell me, again, you did this again. You're supposed to do the 20 minutes. Then people can concentrate. Now you're talking too much. So I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'll do another video later. Love you all. Bye-bye. So I wouldn't be an hour here. I hope you had a beautiful Christmas and New Year's Eve, and help yourself with energy. Guarana. Try guarana. Try methylene blue. Try sodium. Okay, I'm done. Bye-bye. Love you all. Send me messages if you have questions.